Do you have a brother or sister? If your brother or sister went away, would you write to them? Would you like to receive texts or emails from them? I want you to listen to a letter one brother wrote to another about 100 years ago in Holland, which is a country far away from us. If you listen carefully, you will find out the names of the two brothers and what kind of work each does. So listen carefully, see if you can figure out their names and what their jobs are. Dear Teo, I'm hoping this finds you happy and well, brother. Is Paris treating you well? I would think running an art gallery is fascinating work, but very troublesome too. I like to read in your letters about the different new artists you meet and their work. I am discouraged with my own paintings, and I think it's time I try something new. I find I am unable to work as a minister after studying so long and hard. It's too sad to see the suffering of the poor farmers and coal workers. I feel the need to escape. Could I come to Paris and live with you while I paint? I'll anxiously await your answer. Your brother, Vincent. Did you catch the names of the two brothers? Teo and Vincent. Vincent is the one writing the letter to his brother Teo, who lives in Paris. What kind of work does Theo do in Paris? Did you catch it? He runs an art gallery. But what does Vincent do? He's actually an artist. He decided he could not any longer work as a minister. How do you think Vincent was feeling? Probably pretty discouraged. While you look at this self-portrait of Vincent van Gogh, listen to his letter to Teo about his self-portrait. He was in a hospital suffering from problems when he wrote this. Dear Teo, the desire I have just now to make portraits is terribly intense. I am working on 2 portraits of myself at this time, for want of another model, because it is more than time that I did a little figure work. I am working like mad and feel a blind rage to work more than ever, and I believe that this will contribute to my recovery. Then I can leave this hospital and be with you again. Love from your brother, Vincent. Do you think Vincent looks quite old in this portrait? Yeah, he does, but guess what? He was only about as old as your parents are. All those lines you see in his face, those are not wrinkles, they are his brush strokes. That is how he applied color. He didn't smoothly blend his brush strokes. Usually when we put paint down on a paper, we use our paintbrush and smear it around until it looks nice and smooth. But Vincent didn't do that. Get out your art detective glasses and look very closely at this self-portrait. Do you see a lot of dabs, dots, and dashes of color? Yeah, they're all over the place. Look at the space behind his head. That part of the painting is called the background. He even painted this area with lots of different colors. Instead of mixing colors on his palette, Van Gogh dipped his brush in the color, put it on the canvas, and let it stay that way. He did not make it smooth. What word would you use to describe how Van Gogh looks like he's feeling in this self-portrait? Does he look sad, unhappy, tired? Vincent van Gogh wanted his brushstrokes to show feelings. Do you think these brushstrokes in his self-portrait showed feelings? Probably. Vincent was lonely because he did not have any friends. He was also upset because he could not sell any of his paintings on which he worked so long and hard. He seemed all mixed up in his feelings about being an artist. He loved his art, but no one else seemed to think he was a good artist except for his brother. Here's a question. When you have company coming over, what do you do to your house? Do you clean it? Do you make it prettier, putting out the good stuff? Well, Vincent van Gogh wanted to make his guest feel welcome, so he spent time painting pictures of sunflowers because he was expecting company. Van Gogh had met another artist he liked very much. His name was Paul Gauguin, and he was coming for a visit. To please his guest, Van Gogh filled his house with pictures of sunflowers he had painted. Does this painting look happy and cheerful to you? That's how Vincent wanted Paul to feel when he entered his home. Yellow was Van Gogh's favorite color. Is yellow a favorite color of yours? Here is one of those pictures that he painted to hang in his house for his company. Can you see where Vincent signed his name? Usually artists sign their name in the corner of their pictures, but Vincent van Gogh didn't. He signed his right there on the vase. Can you see it? Here is a close-up of that same picture. If you touched these sunflowers, how do you think they would feel? Maybe soft, maybe wet, if somebody had just put water on them? Would the round flowers feel the same as the spidery-looking flowers? Probably not. Those spidery-looking flowers up at the top and the one over on the side might feel a little bit pointy or prickly. How do you think the vase would feel? Probably smooth. Maybe cold. Probably hard. All those words are texture words: smooth, prickly, soft, hard. They all describe how something feels. Since this is a painting, we can't feel the flowers with our fingers, but we can feel the texture with our eyes. Texture was a very important part of all of Van Gogh's paintings. Van Gogh used texture for the parts he wanted you to look at first. Now you can see Vincent's name up nice and close on the vase. And notice, he signed his first name, not his last name. Most artists do sign their names in the corners, but Vincent chose a bolder spot on his painting to sign his name. It's time for a scavenger hunt. Look around you. Can you find something that is soft, or maybe something that is hard or rough or smooth? I want you to find just one thing. It can have a texture like any of those words, or maybe you can find something even more amazing with a totally different texture. When you find it, take a picture of it and use the microphone to tell how it feels to you. Then come back and we'll move on.